Thou shalt not be a tiger or a turtle. Learn to connect before you deal with conflict. And
who's the tiger or turtle in our relationship?
well,
Chris is the tiger.
Doesn't sound like it right now.
I just go into my shell.
But the truth is here, most people aren't aware of these tiger-turtle patterns that derail connection and destroy relationships. And what happens is each person takes a position and they defend it intensely, really believing that they're right. You know, the tiger, they get that real tone in their voice, you know, that nagging tone. And then in response to that, what happens to the turtle?
Well, the turtle just goes deeper and deeper into their shell. They feel criticised, they feel blamed, they feel like they're not being listened to, they feel like they're not being heard. And for them, that they feel like they might as well, you know, they might as well not even bother anymore. In fact, it's a pattern that goes really, really deep into your childhood. It's just the best way that you learn how to deal with conflict. You know, for some people, like turtles in a relationship, it was really unsafe to be able to say anything, to be able to voice your opinion, you know, to be able to stand up for yourself in conflict. You know, it was really unsafe. You might get a clip around the ears or worse. I mean, or you just, that was just your best defence, was just to walk away to your bedroom, if you know what I mean. But for the tiger, it was the exact opposite. Did you notice that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the trouble with these patterns, when people get into tiger-turtle patterns, you know, the attack withdraw patterns, then nothing ever gets sorted. And so many couples we talk to are stuck in these patterns. And in fact, it's not your fault, because we are hardwired this way. So thousands of years ago on the savannah, when there were real tigers that we needed to run away from, this fight-flight response was actually working for us in this instance. However, today, in this instance, what's happening is we end up with miserable relationships that we just can't solve, even the simplest of issues, because we both take our positions.
Yeah, it's crazy, really, because it's still a threat. It's a threat to love. I mean, Chris doesn't really look like a tiger, does she? I mean, you know, but
I can be one.
but I still react like I still react as to, you know, with a fight-flight response, and I'm triggered that way. So typically, you know, I would, you know, using this example again, I would get home late and from work, and then Chris the tiger, what would you say to me?
Well, I'd just say to you, look, you know, you said you'd be home at 6. What happened?
Yeah, and so I immediately become defensive and go into my shell and say, well, look, you know, it wasn't my fault. You know, I had to work late, and I'd come up with all sorts of excuses. But meanwhile, I don't feel heard, I don't feel understood, and I'm not getting my needs met. So then I've become a little bit resentful. And so I see this a lot in couples when this goes on and on and on, because nothing actually ever gets resolved. And then the resentment, you know, just becomes like this barrier now between me and Chris. There's this big resentment, and that gets in the way of intimacy, because you know, when you're hurt and you're resentful, you know, for either party, then you're no longer intimate and connected, and that goes on. You know, a lot of couples I talk to say, well, this has been going on for years, and we haven't been intimate for years
and years,
and so. It's, you know, it's not your fault, because you've just kind of stuck in these patterns and no one really knows how to fix it. The tiger is certain that the turtle just needs to show up. They just need to be more present. They just need to be more connected. The turtle is certain that the tiger just needs to stop their blaming, criticising, be a bit more chilled out, just move on, forget it, and everything will be fine. That neither of those things are the answer, and neither are those things are the cause. They're just symptoms. The cause is a lot deeper.
Absolutely. Hey, and what you need to do is to be aware of these tiger-turtle patterns and have some strategies to calm down and connect before you start to deal with conflict.
Really important.
Yeah. So look, we use a tool called the Clear Button Audit, and if you'd like it and a copy of the other commandments of $1 Million Marriage, then click on the link below.